Hello, friends. We are going to do another tiny painting. So first things first, we're going to open our little paint set with our piece of paper here. We're going to light our candle. Oh, we almost caught the little gnome on fire tonight. I'm inspired with my little gnome figure tonight and inspired by kind of reds and pinks. So let's get into it. First of all, we're going to get our little water bottle out with a little dropper and add some water to our reds and pinks. Really get that going. And then I always put water in this little pan for my rinse. And eventually we're going to want black as well, because tonight we're going to make a silhouette of a cat looking out at a sunset. So first of all, we need to make the sunset. My favorite way to make a sunset is usually with dropping just plain water first on the canvas, so you can kind of control a little bit of where the water is going, and then drop in some color. And I love how it just bleeds out, where you can see where that bleeds out a little. And it'll be lighter at the bottom down here. So we'll just make that nice and light. And we're gonna add some red across the top. This can be just kind of messy, because really it's just a matter of getting a little bit of soft color on here, because as you see later, we're going to add a silhouette. So I just want this to be lightly colored, and we'll drop in some dark around the top, as if the sky is going to be darker up here. And I think we can drop in just a bit of orange, because orange is always part of the sunset as well. So if we get a little more orange down here, that's looking pretty good. Hi, everybody. If you've just joined, thanks for joining. This is only the second time I've ever gone live, so please be gentle with me. But you're free to make comments and ask questions. If I don't see it right away, I will try to get back to you, or you can find my profile and ask me questions there too. But thank you so much for joining. We are making a sunset, first of all, that is going to be just kind of the sky, not going all the way to the edge, because we're going to put something else around the edge. But we want this, so I'm going to take the paper towel and lighten the bottom a little bit, so that we've got it kind of more a dark sky on top and lighter at the bottom. And just keep layering darker and darker up here. And yeah, this brush is so tiny. It really takes some getting used to, because it is, I mean, literally just almost the size of like a toothpick. But I really enjoy this medium of being able to just kind of relax and do something that I can really make in about, 20 minutes. Here is usually what it takes, about 15-20 minutes to make a complete little tiny painting. So I enjoy that part of it, because it's not too time consuming, but I feel like I still make something. And when they're tiny like this, I don't put too much pressure on myself to be perfect, because this is really just an exercise for me um, to just kind of practice and zone out a little bit. Like this is my relaxing kind of meditation time to really just play with the colors, see what I like and see what works. And yeah, that's kind of, I like that. That's kind of working there. All right, getting a little there. Okay, and I think I want to just drop a little bit of wet, little water up there so we can get a little hint of a couple of clouds by just taking some paper towel and soaking up some of that water that was there. And it just gives it a little bit of a cloud look. Just a little more, maybe right in the middle there. And then, yeah, that cloudy, made it a little more cloudy a bit. And then I'm going to drop in a little darker. I just want to give it a little more contrast. And my red is, I put too much water in my red, I can tell. So if I want to darken it up, I'm just going to have to actually darken it a little bit. Yeah, that'll give a nice contrast. There we go. Just enough of a hint of clouds. Gives them a little bit of the edges of where it's white. Gives you a little bit of clouds and a little bit of contrast. And you'll see where it's going from there. That's nice. Okay. Okay, that's really nice. It's starting to come together. It's starting to look like something. It's funny because sometimes you just don't know exactly what you're going to do until you are doing it. And that's the fun of this kind of art, is that I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of exploring. All right, we're going to let that part dry. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's get this a little more of an edge so we can begin. Now I left that part light because you'll see where things will kind of go next. Once I am happy with how dry it's getting, I'll check and see if anybody's making any comments. I'm not really seeing comments, but thank you all for joining. I really appreciate anyone who's watching and, giving me a chance to, just show you what I can do and how fun it is just to have one of these tiny little palettes. And this palette is not on the TikTok shop or anything, but if you are an artist and you're interested in one, you can feel free to reach out to me on my page, and I can definitely point you in the direction of where I got this custom little teeny tiny paint palette. When I saw it at a vendor fair for artists, and I just had to have it. So it's not something that you would just buy on a site where things are really, really cheap. It's definitely for artists, artists, Anyways, okay, I think it's dried enough there. Oh, let's smooth that out a bit. Okay. Yep, I think I'm happy with that. It doesn't look like much yet, but we're getting there. This is the fun part of making art, because it always goes through kind of an ugly phase before it becomes like the ta-da moment. So now, oh, see, that was still wet. So we'll just wait for that to dry a little more, but I think this side might be dry enough. Okay. We're going to draw the window. So basically we're looking through a window. And how did that hair get in there? Okay, I need to get my black to dry out a bit. So we're making the edges here first. this. If that soaks it up a little, that's okay, because we are going to do a little more for this. Now, should we make curtains, or do we want it to just be an open window? You guys say in the comments if you think I should make curtains or make it just a window with the lines. Is anybody commenting? Oh, 27 new messages. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's just like everybody's joining. Okay, that's great. Thank you for watching, everybody. Should I make curtains for the window? All right, we're going to say plain here. You have to have a really steady hand too, which is something, you know, with such a tiny brush. I've really learned to like make my hand be stable before I'm like really moving it, and almost even keeping my wrist straight, because it takes such precision for such a little thing. All right, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and make curtains. So it's just going to be just a little curtain this way and a little curtain this way. If you stay tuned, just you guys keep watching, because like it feels like it's really in the ugly phase right now, but trust me, it's going to come together when I put the cat in the middle of the window. It's going to be so cute. Just looking out at the beautiful sunset. You just have to make the silhouette parts first, because when I make the cat, I want to make sure I'll have the right height of where the cat's head will be and everything. So we just continue making this. All right, now do we make a tall cat? I'm gonna actually make this come in a little bit more. Okay, that's fun. All right, so the curtains are pulled back a little bit. Let's make little curtains across the top, because that's how some little old ladies' houses have that little proscenium there. Not a proscenium, what is that? I don't know. Anyways, now comes the fun part. Let's get our cat. So we want our tail. Okay, I want to center the tail on this side and balance him here. So let's just make a little, okay. Make the little U shape first for his head. Okay, that's gonna work. And then we're gonna make him tall and skinny here. And I always like start really skinny, and then you can always make them a little fatter as you go. But if you, with a silhouette like this, you don't want to start too fat, because obviously there's not much room to come back in. So there's the big head, and like I said, you have to have a really steady hand. You know, I've been doing this for 6 months now with this palette, so I'm really familiar with the way this brush works. But it took a while, like, and things still can be messy. And I left him on that side so that we can have his little tail come up over there. And now I do have some room to make him a little fatter, but I always want to like make those lines of the silhouette first. So then I can go back and like, okay, now he's a little chubbier here. Give him a little less of a skinny neck. There we go. And now that is really starting to look like something. I think we're pretty close now to finishing this little guy. Just going with the black and trying to like make it a lot more even. And I just thought of an idea of one more thing to add in here. Since the kitty cat is looking outside, there should be something that he's looking at other than just the clouds. So outline this a little better. Yeah, that looks a little better on that side. Come back on this side. All right. Last thing we'll do is let's add a little bird flying right in front of him. So that is a little tricky sometimes, especially with such a teeny tiny brush, but I know we can do it. I know we can do it. So I'm just gonna put, let's see, let's look at it for a minute. I think I want it like right there. Okay. So I usually try to make a V and then the edges of the V together. And then in the middle where the V comes together, it's just a little fatter. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm gonna have to like, okay. It's so tricky with such a teeny tiny brush. There. I think we're close. If I go any fatter, then we're gonna possibly ruin it. Oh no. There it went. Okay, well, we gotta make them bigger. See, this is the tricky part. Hey, that works. That works. I'll keep it there before it gets any crazier. We have a bird, a cat looking at a bird through the window at sunset. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this. We're just going to let it dry for a minute and I will clean my brush. If you just joined recently, I was explaining that this is my nightly practice. I usually make bigger art like for commissions and other things, but this is kind of my spiritual practice to make little tiny art every evening. It's my sort of meditation. So I light a candle. Sometimes I'll pick a crystal or something, or pick something fun like my little gnome tonight. And just like whatever I'm feeling, kind of I'll start a little teeny painting, and this is what I do. And for my, some people like to meditate. I'm not very good at focusing or not focusing or, being able to just relax. So here's the finished painting for tonight. Isn't she cute? The kitty cat looking out the window at the bright sky and a bird silhouette. So I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this. Maybe you've learned a little bit from watching this watercolor style. Every night I do this, or at least I try to every night, if I'm home. So thank you for joining. Hopefully you'll join next time. It's usually around 10 or 11 p.m. that I do this Central Time. So if you want to follow me, I would really appreciate getting a few more followers. because I have a different account that had 5,000 followers, but I started a new account just for my art here, and it would be great to get more followers here on this side. And every day I try to post these tiny paintings as a way of being calm for the moment. So I say, hello, tiny painters, let's relax and paint. And it's usually a minute or two video that I have sped up this whole process. So I'm doing it live here, and then tomorrow I'll probably be posting this video in a fast forward, in a sped up version, so you can come back and see it in the way that I make those videos. So I really appreciate you all being here, like I said, and we're gonna clean this up now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, please, or definitely go and give me a like. If you guys can give, even just tap the heart right now and let me know that you really enjoyed seeing this, I would really appreciate it. Give me some taps, give me some love, please. Give the little kitty cat some love. She needs some love. Just really appreciate any likes, shares, and comments that you can give me to help me start to get some traction on this account. Because I love to share my art with the world, but I also love the idea of healing through art. Art has been so therapeutic and transforming for me, and I hope that others also find it that way. Okay, since I've cleaned it up, let me put the water back in there and blow out the candle. And again, thank you all so much for being here. That was my tiny painting for tonight. I hope you come back tomorrow night. I'll be painting again. Thank you. Bye.